All right, y'all, we're going to talk about traveling or whatever you want to call it, right? Now, years ago, I did that. Now, I'm seeing online now that, I don't know, there seems to be a few stars or whatever. As long as it's put on TV, it's cool, and it becomes a fad and everybody loves it. But if it's not on TV, then no one gives two shits. I did the traveling. And I didn't have all these luxuries. I didn't have a fucking phone. When I started out, I had a shirt, pants, and nothing else. And I had to go along the way and pick up stuff and worked a little bit, got some handouts and stuff like that. But I didn't have a tent. Nothing glorious. Okay, it was basic, bare minimum. And I tell people about how I used to do that, and they have zero freaking clue. Oh, if I was going to travel, I'd get an RV and blah, blah, blah. Oh, would you? Okay, how are you going to pay for this RV? Are you independently wealthy? I mean, that's a lot of money, first of all. It's a lot of money. You got to put gas in it, insurance, and all that shit, right? So you got to come up with all that money. That's not really traveling. That's just living in an RV, all right? It's just living in an RV. But there's this guy, everybody loves him. He travels. All he does is show trains. It's like, dude, do you do anything else? I hopped one train and it just happened to be there. So I didn't really want to go mess around on the trains too much. Because one, you can get hurt, right? And for two, if you get in trouble, that's trouble. And you don't really want to get in trouble. You want to remain undetected. And people say that too. It's like, oh, I have this and I have a big fire, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you don't want to be detected, okay? You have a fire, everybody knows where you're at. You really don't want that. You want to go undetected, for one. But these people are funny. I get an RV and, okay, where are you going to park it? You can't just park it anywhere. And what you going to do when it breaks down? You need to service it. What are you going to do? Unless you're independently wealthy. And not many people are going to be traveling or independently wealthy, right? So I think it's funny, though. And then some of these people, they say, oh, I do it this way, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you can't go an hour without your phone or your Xbox. What are you gonna? You're going to get out there in an hour, you're going to turn around and come back home with your tail tucked between your legs. All right? But it's funny how, when I did the crap, I'm a piece of shit, okay? But people put it online and all of a sudden they're glorious. It's like, come on, man, really? It's like, people really understood, and they don't, So whatever you're seeing on this YouTube, be very careful and think about it, okay? Whatever on this YouTube or Facebook or wherever, just think about it, okay? It's just hilarious. But yeah, I tell people that, like, I was traveling, I get an RV and all this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, first of all, people say, oh, it takes money to travel. And it does require a little bit, but it doesn't require a lot. Because, you got to realize if you're going to travel, you got to leave most of your comforts behind. Okay? You can't carry them all. If you want to carry them all with you, then you can't let go of shit. Right? And you're not ready to be traveling or homeless or whatever, camping, whatever you want to call it, right? But yeah, I didn't have any of that crap. I mean, when I started out, I had a shirt, pants, and nothing else. And I had to rely on some good Samaritans to get me like socks and shoes first. And then I still had nothing except my jewelry. So I had to pick up stuff along the way, and I still didn't have a lot, but I didn't want a lot. I wanted whatever I had was going to fit on my back, okay? I wasn't going to carry a bunch of shit around in my Xbox, and they didn't have phones back then. You just didn't have phones. My GPS was an actual old stand phone, pay phone, and they had the big books in them, which people don't know what books are anymore. But books are these things that have letters in them and you read. And a phone book, you open it and it has the phones listed in there, okay? That's how we used to do that. And in the back, they had a map and you could see and you could find out where you could go for resources in that town and then find your way out. That was my GPS. Didn't have no freaking phone, okay? Didn't have no phone. Barely had anything, okay, And when I did get a spot of money, it just, I had to get like nail clippers and stuff like that. And my first backpack wasn't a backpack. It was a pillowcase, an old pillowcase that I found. And that's what I had. My stuff was in it. I didn't have much stuff, but I loved it. The whole lot of freedom, but not a whole lot of security, right? Not much stability, not a whole lot of security, but shit ton of freedom, you know. And now I'm housed, and it's all right. I like it, but I don't have as much freedom, you know, because you just don't have as much freedom. You can't just leave and go. And I have cats too, so I gotta pay attention to them. So you can't just go and do what you want, you know. And that's kind of a bummer. But hey, man, it's one way or the other. It's all right for me. But yeah, just be careful what you see on this YouTube, you know. But it's funny how I do things and no one thinks twice about it, or I'm just a piece of crap. But other people do it. They put it on TV and they're glorious. They're stars. It's like, come on, man. But, you know, if y'all think you're going to go and do that, go ahead. But, you know, I love it when people say, I get an RV, and okay. Well, what if you don't have that? What if it gets stolen from you? You know? What if it gets stolen from you? What are you going to do then? Oh, boy. I don't know. But anyway, that's my thing, you know. It's like nobody cares if anybody does anything, but if you put it up on TV and it becomes a fad, everybody loves it. That's how you know the sheeple are. All right?